Wow, the Jacksonville Jaguars had the perfect game plan, and they nearly pulled the upset on the greatest quarterback in NFL history. I don't think they're ever going to forget this game. In fact, they could use it as motivation next year. But wow, they were clearly the better team here. And obviously, New England came out hot, hit a field goal. But then Blake Bortles did his thing, And this defense is really bad. But Blake Bortles came out and, he did his thing towards the end of the first quarter, hit some passes to Corey Grant, Marquise Lee, Leonard Fournette, and then he was able to hit Mercedes Lewis for the touchdown. They were up 7-3. Then they made the Patriots punt the ball, and they went down. They scored another touchdown. It was 14-3. 14-3, like, second quarter was 7 minutes to go. It's 14-3. Blake Bortles was just hitting passes. Leonard Fournette was running, and Leonard Fournette was able to get a 4-yard touchdown, and they were up 14-3 on the Patriots. But here's the crucial killer here. Jacksonville had the ball on New England territory, and they were just unable to convert. And that was just bad because there were only 2 minutes left, and they let Tom Brady run a 2-minute drill on them. No touchdown all the first half. Then all Tom Brady does, he keeps it calm, and this is why Tom Brady is such a great quarterback. He kept it calm, and he just ran a 2-minute drill. He hit passes to Cooks, Amendola, hit one to White. Then there was this huge pass interference call that wasn't a pass interference call. I think it was a very, very clean hit. And Barry Church was out, and he knocked Gronk out of the game. And then 2 pass interferences, basically, going up for 40 yards. I thought the second one was complete bullshit. Both of them were bullshit. I think A.J. Boyd had perfect coverage. The ball was nowhere near Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks was heading out of bounds. So I just don't see how that was that was just a terrible call by the refs. It was just a shitty call. And then, James White ran it in, so it was 14-10. And the refs were all celebrating with him. And, oh, yeah, this, oh, yeah, that. Terrible calls from the refs. The refs played absolute garbage. But, hey, you can't focus on the refs in these games. You got to go in with the perfect game plan. You got to win. So Jacksonville goes in, scores a field goal first drive. They're able to hold New England, and they get another field goal. So they're going in the fourth quarter up 20-10, super confident. They're playing great. The big play was the fumble with about 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. There was a huge fumble that Miles Jack recovered that they said that Jacksonville had not they had ruled that Miles Jack, when he recovered the ball, he was down, but he kept running, and it obviously showed on the replay that it was that he wasn't down. He could have kept going for the end zone, but they called it down on the field, and Miles Jack didn't run it back, and they didn't throw a challenge flag. So I think that's on the Jaguars as well. I know they're bad calls, but like I said, you cannot blame the refs in take games like this. We just got to keep playing. So they gave the ball to Tom Brady back, and then Tom Brady, did his thing, gave it passes to Amendola. Amendola had a huge game. Dorsett had a huge game, and then he hit Amendola for a touchdown pass. So, and then, Jacksonville punted, and they went back and forth. But this was a big one. Jacksonville was backed up all the way up to Jacksonville 10, and they couldn't get any yardage to get out of the terrible field position. So they had to punt it, and they punted to Amendola, who ran it up 20 yards. So it was already at the Jacksonville 30, starting field goal range with about 5 minutes to go. Then he hits James White 15 yards, penalty. And he goes all the way up, hits second and goal. Great coverage. This is just a great play by Danny Amendola. Tom Brady puts in the back of the end zone. The Patriots are up 24-20 with 2 minutes to go. So all of a sudden you see the Jacksonville Jaguars up 14-3, up 20-10, and they're just a better team, dominating defensively, offensively, and everything is solid, great poise, great game plan. But now they're down 24-20, and they just never recovered. They had a thing on downs. He tried to throw it to D.D. Westbrook, and Stephon Gilmore had a great play, and that was pretty much the end of the game. Blake Bortles, they missed a couple of tackles on Dion Lewis, and that was just how the cookie crumbled. Obviously, when you're playing at Gillette, when you're playing at home, you're obviously going to get those refs calls. Jalen Ramsey was warning the team. Obviously, like I said, you're going to get those calls when you're at home. It's just nothing you can do about it. I think Jacksonville had a very successful season. They almost lost to the Buffalo Bills. They went to upset the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then they came down Great season for them, honestly. I think it's good to see teams like this play very well because it motivates other teams. I think this next year the AFC is going to be packed with Deshaun Watson and Andrew Luck's going to get Josh McDaniels. So I think that whole division is going to be fun. I don't know if Jacksonville will come back to this spot next year because of all the other teams in the AFC. I think the competition is going to increase, but I think Jacksonville had a very good year. Blake Bortles played very solid. I think if Jacksonville goes behind the quarterback, it has to be someone better than Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles played pretty solid, so I don't know if he was the problem. He was definitely not the problem in the AFC Championship game. He definitely wasn't the problem against Pittsburgh. I think Blake Bortles proved that he should be starting quarterback, but if Jacksonville has a chance to get someone else, they should, because just for purposes that if they get a very good quarterback, they could be elevated because that defense is a legendary defense. I don't know if that defense is gonna have a season like it did this year, but what a great year for Jacksonville. New England, same old, advancing to the Super Bowl once again. Tom Brady just doing his thing, just waiting, down 10, down 11, at home. It's comfort level. And Tom Coughlin, the VP, also had a good game plan, but you know how it goes, Tom Brady at home. You can't beat Tom Brady at home. That's why I think the Super Bowls are always close, because they're neutral sites and because they're out of Tom Brady's comfort level. And this year's is in Minnesota, so they play the Eagles, obviously the result of the later game, and that obviously has been decided already. So the Eagles and the Patriots for the Super Bowl. But honestly, yeah, I think it would have been really, really, really crazy if the Jaguars had pulled this upset. The Jaguars were really, really close. It was just, it's just how you play them and the late and clutch and situational football. They're the best. I just think, you put them in these situations, playoff experience. I think the Jaguars gained some playoff experience. I don't know if they'll even, like I said, I don't see them being in this spot next year. So I think this was like a one-time opportunity for them. And I think they're still a very solid team, and I don't know what's going to happen in their offseason. But yeah, like I said, Patriots, Eagles, Super Bowl, Sunday night. It should be fun. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's what the NFL is for. Full of intrigue, full of fun, and it's finally coming to an end. Kind of sad that it's coming to an end. It's just been a long year of football and bowl games, and I guess I'm going to have to focus on some March Madness now because, fuck, man, I'm going to miss football this year. Sure miss it.